Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining CrossTalks. I'm your host, Taufeeq Ahmed Sheikh, and I have a very important conversation to make today. I come from a third world country. My upbringing has been in South Asian culture. I live now in a first world country. A pressing issue that I have always lived here with is how do I solve first world problems with a third world mindset? Is this a good thing? Is it a challenge? Is it a bonus that you are having as a privilege and you're not aware of it? Let's touch on these a few things and focus today on what a new parent goes through in their minds, in their hearts, and in their lives. Joining with me are Manbir, Singh, Kohli, and Parminder Kohli. Thank you for joining in. The little bit that I know about you is that you have, I would say, successfully raised two young women who are on the onset of their brilliant careers. I do want to dwell a little more on that. And, of course, the journey behind the screen. So, first of all, thank you for joining in. And let me start with asking you this. Your first memories of landing in Australia?
So I'm from a number of places in India. So, but thank you for this chat, Taufeeq. I think when we came in '98, the biggest difference that every migrant faces is, you lose your past, you lose your total history. Who are you? You landed here, so nobody's looking at your career, what you were doing earlier. And I'm talking of '98. Now things are different. Because at that time, India wasn't recognized as that it could produce good sort of workers in the knowledge industry or something. And it was starting to happen. So that's what you felt. You felt nobody knows you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had very little connection here. And so that was the first thing. So, but my memory of Sydney Airport is still fresh, like yesterday.
So, Manbir bhai, as when the concept of daycare or childcare was introduced to you, what did you think of that coming from an Indian parenting background?
Yeah, this is that I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that because for our older daughter, Parminder would go and drop her. But when our second one was born, so I had the job of dropping her to childcare the first day. And I dread it. Even now, it pulls at my heartstrings. To leave her, she was crying. She was looking out of the window, looking at me and crying. And I felt like a criminal. So, and this idea of leaving your child in somebody else's care, some stranger's care, was, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, so that was something that was new to me.
Right. And did you agree on the fact that sending children to childcare is a good idea?
I think
later on we realized that she had learned a lot there, like social skills she had learned, and she did many things which we were spoon feeding, and she was doing it by herself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the difference.
The independence, their interaction, and as you said, the social skills, and basically spending time with other kids.
And we're talking about the elder daughter.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, both of them.
And so how was it different with Nancy?
The younger one?
The younger one.
Nancy went to the childcare when she was...
children in childcare. I thought, wow, what kind of a father am I?
She was 1.5 years old when we started leaving her the childcare.
Right. Yeah. And do you think retrospectively that was a good idea, or should he have started earlier, or should he have held back a little more?
I think it was a good idea. Now when I ask her, Nancy, how do you like when I... And she said, Mama, I feel so proud of you that you were working and, you left me there and you were working. I'm proud of you.
How sweet is that?
Oh, which was so good. And at that time we were thinking, what am I doing?
And if you want to kind of say something about Nancy that you haven't told to her on face, but you really admire about her, what would that be?
She's amazing in many things. She's She can try things. Yeah, I know she's hardworking, even though she takes time to get and to understand, or whatever she tries, she will try wholeheartedly, which is so great about her.
Amazing. And that's a similar question I have for Naina as well, Manbir bhai. Talking about hard work, she is a health
Amazing.
inspiration, if I may put it that way. What is Naina's one quality that you find very unique as a father?
I think I'm very proud of her resilience.
Yeah.
She's very resilient, and she's been through a lot of hardships, and I like every growing adult in this country. But she's very resilient, fiercely independent. Apart from that, can you do this for me? What's up? That is different. But fiercely independent, that I can do it. And this is what I think. Training there, yeah.
You said challenges. Was feeling included a challenge for Naina or Nancy? Did you notice? Did they ever communicate that to you?
So this is something that I'm sort of quite aware of, because when we moved here, we had no
Extended family.
yeah, we had cousins and we had all that, but we didn't have kids that were Naina's age. So we were the only friends at that time. Yeah. So we're coming from a joint family in India where, I didn't even know where Naina is in the day. Yeah, she's running amok. She's going to neighbors' houses. But here, there was no kids in the place we were at. No kids in the building that we lived in the first few, maybe couple of years. So she'd feel pretty, and obviously you need children to accompany children. So we were the only friends, and it was all about, look at me here. So we were just constantly, we had to be with her. Yeah, so
Did that take away from your personal careers?
Not really.
in retrospect, no. At that time, you wished, you think, let me write my resume. Because those are the challenges that time. Yeah, I have to go and get it printed. Yeah, so it was hard. Technology wasn't that accessible at that time. Yeah.
But we never felt like that.
No, but
we knew that we have brought this child in a new setting, and we have to do something for her. We can't leave her alone.
Amazing. So when Naina and Nancy came and had a chat with you, were you ever ready for that conversation by when they started questioning the culture that you have revered so much, or when they started asking you questions about what is Indian culture, what is Sikh culture, what is Punjab, what is India?
Oh, they still do. Those discussions are endless.
Yeah,
They still happen. We still have dinner time conversations about that. There's confusion. There's arguments. Yeah, so it's right from wanting to understand to resistance to all that. So those are ongoing. We've never said.
I think these discussions have grown, have helped us grow as a parent, because we are looking at the different perspectives, which our parents did not do that in those days that we were growing.
Did you have that conversation ever with them where you had to insist that there is a certain way of life that you are expecting of them? And did that ever conflict with their idea of life?
Yeah, I think I think every parent, whether it is an Australian parent or an American one or an Indian one, I think we all have our cultural preferences. We want the children to fall into that same framework. But what I've learned is you can't hold on to it. And the world has changed. The world changes with every generation. When I was growing up, I can safely say that my cultural framework was, my parents had created one and I had created another one for myself. So there was that conflict. So, and it's quite healthy, I think. I think avoiding that discussion is unhealthy. Answering those questions is important. If you don't know the answers, saying, look, I'll take that on notice. Or even to appreciate a new viewpoint that the children bring. I think it's very important in your own growth. And that's what children do. They make you grow and also break quite quickly. But I think those conversations are very important to have. And you shouldn't see them as an act of rebellion. I think it's a natural transition that every generation goes through. And in the end, it's about the children wanting to understand that if we are doing this, what is this? Why doesn't my friend have to do it while I have to do it? So the more you understand that it's curiosity, it's not rebellion. They are not against you.
No.
They want to understand. Yeah, sometimes they don't know how to frame the question, and you might think it's rebellion. But really, in the end, the child wants to know. I think, why am I doing what?
Fortunately, my kids are not rebellious at all. They're not. They would come and discuss with us and, give us a head up, this is coming.
Do you have memories of where you had to put your foot down and saying, no, this is what I think needs to be done, and they said no? How did you resolve that conflict?
It has never happened so far. No, but I put my perspective, but do they agree to that or not?
But I think I think you're not coming late. I think that's
that is my big thing.
That's a big thing with her.
Yeah, because I'm scared of the dark, and I think anything can happen in the dark. I believe in them, but I don't believe what others are doing. So, what others are capable of doing.
Absolutely. And which is what we talk about car accidents as well. It doesn't always have to be your fault. Somebody else could be.
So those are sticking points still.
Yeah.
Why it's okay, I'm an adult. Why can't I come at 3 o'clock in the morning?
But the thing is, I tell them, I must know where you are. And you have to inform me where you are. Sometimes they miss it. Though.
How long do you think that's going to last in terms of you knowing where your kids are every day?
I would keep it as long as they are with me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I must know where they are. And they are safe in the same.
Sure. I'd say, but we deal with first world problems here. And one thing that I think is common in every parenting world, and correct me if I'm wrong, is where we have this thing is, when I become a parent, I'm going to do this differently. Did you growing up have anything like that in mind, is saying that when I grow up as a parent, I'm going to do this part differently?
And I don't remember what.
She's been very compliant, I think.
I was always compliant, but I had some ideas like I will give my children a chance to, I will play with them. That was very big on that I will join them whatever they are doing so that I understand
That's interesting.
what they think.
Absolutely. So
And even now, if my older one is doing Lego, I would join her. I would play.
She still does. Yeah.
I still do it.
She's making a Taj Mahal. The Lego Taj Mahal. The two of them are doing that together.
amazing. That's a lovely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Did you and Manbir bhai ever have this conversation when having kids or after having kids? How is that going to affect your career and your personal growth as a woman before being a mother?
No, I didn't think about that.
Did you think?
And I think I grew more after them as in my career. Yeah.
How much was parenting a motivation towards your career? I ask this mainly with this concern that I deal with friends and I deal with this in personal life as well, where the ambition of having kids stand in against or in rebel of career growth. Something that you'd like to say to young parents today who think that career and parenting are in conflict with each other?
Now I think children think differently. They delay their having kids because they want to make the house first and, get in good jobs. I did not think that way.
Do you anticipate the problems or the challenges that Neda and Nancy would face, which would be different than the ones which you faced in future? Well, what could they be? What sort of challenges which they feel in the modern world compared to what you have faced?
I think complying with the rules will be a big one for them.
And of course, social media.
Social media is there, and they have different values, by the way. They have different values.
Give me an example.
Kind of thing.
Say relationship.
Staying in the family.
Yeah.
Complying to everybody and think what they will think. No, they want to think about themselves. They will keep themselves first than anybody else.
And how does that make you feel?
I always tell her, you have to listen, and if you think it is right, for them. Otherwise, you do your own thing.
Yeah, so I think it's that idea of the joint family. We grew up in a joint family, but obviously the kids are not trained to live in joint families. So I think that's what
That's
what you're talking.
what I mean.
Others, I mean, they are very lovely.
They are very loving kids. They will, if somebody comes, they will talk to them, good conversation they will have, and they will try to understand where they are coming from. But if somebody will push too much, I think she won't.
They can stand their ground, which is good.
Which is good. They don't have to mold themselves according to others' point of view when they are harming their own thing.
Kind of bringing this to that part where I want to really explore as we close the conversation today. In this journey of parenthood, looking back, what, not from your children's perspective, but as parents' perspective, what did you individually think that you worked as a team and that worked well, and where you were conflicted and you stood your grounds and it still worked well? I'm more interested in knowing how did you deal with your conflicts as parents and how did you come out of it?
We would discuss with each other. And I think he thought or he was always right. And we would come as one entity in front of our kids. And children can see कि कौन confusion चल रही है या मतलब they can see through. But still we were dealing like together, I think. We have dealt with it together. And there was a struggle.
So, yeah. And I have conflicts. We still have conflicts, by the way. Because our obviously our child rearing ways are different. We look at life differently. We argue over those things. I'm more liberal than she is, and more forgiving maybe. But she's more loving and she'll do more for the children than I do. But my communication is different to hers. So she shows her love by doing things. I show my love by
Letting them do things.
Or spending time and having fun with them. While she'll be there, anytime they need her. They could wake her up at 3 o'clock in the morning and she'll be.
Yeah, it's giving me a sense that even 20 plus years into parenting now, the roles are very defined, that the mother is still the nurturer and the father is still the entertainer.
Yeah, and I do my own nurturing in my own way. You'll be surprised, but say for the deep and meaningfuls, I'm their go-to man.
And they know that.
Yeah. So if something is bothering them at a granular level, they can talk. Yeah.
But that happens less often. More often, the communication is between you and the children.
Yeah.
Because you are dealing with daily problems and real life, everyday issues.
Yeah.
And do you feel that you're more equipped now as a parent than you were before? Has experience calmed you down as a parent or made you more anxious?
Maybe they have become a little bit independent now. That has relaxed us a little bit. Main things are still there, like if they are doing the right thing, and they are, like, according to them, they are thinking it through, and the best thing is they discuss with us.
And do you reckon that you're more worried about the kids than the kids are worried about themselves in terms of how?
No, ऐसा नहीं है. I don't know. They must be dealing with it themselves. They have their own way of dealing with it, but they discuss with us. That's the thing.
That's most important. That
is a more positive. That's a positive thing.
Which I think one of the biggest takebacks that I can have from today is that as far as you keep the channel of communication open, many problems that can become bigger than they should be can be tackled much at an earlier stage. So one final question for both of you today before we leave. With all this traditional and the cultural upbringing that you have had and your experience as a parent in two different worlds, as humans in two different worlds, lived most of your prime lives in both these worlds, what is that one thing that you see that the parents today struggle with, and how can you share that experience of yours to make it easier for them?
I think you said in the beginning, raising successful children. And success is not only the profession. I don't believe that It's just a profession that makes you successful. It's how well adapted you are to life's challenges. That's what success is. And we have been able to sort of do that. I'll give myself, as parents, credit for that. That we've managed to keep communication open. And we've said that to the children. Come what may, come and talk to us. It's possible we might not agree with you if you've done something stupid. We might get angry even. But we will continue loving you. Okay. And because by not talking to us, we'll complicate it further for you. So we've managed to hold that. And just this morning we were talking, I said, okay, tell us what we've done right and what we've done wrong. And they said, you celebrated our failures also.
Oh, yeah.
So like, say, if one of the children didn't get into a selected school, Ajay, the day the results come, didn't make it. Come, let's go and we'll go out for dinner. We'll celebrate this. So we've celebrated failures also. And that's what they value. That we didn't. I don't think we compared much. Yeah, that those other kids are better than you. Sometimes we unconsciously do, and it's
That's only jokingly, not seriously.
Yeah, but sometimes you do unconsciously. I've done that. I still, but they'll quickly pull me back on that. We try to keep that controlled, but also we've all spoken about giving it your best. And these are fairly. I've held on to these concepts quite religiously. Give it your best. If you can't do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you can't achieve, a certain thing, it's okay. But I want you to give it your best. That's all you can struggle against. Your only best.
And your advice to young parents today who consider parenthood as a very dangerous milestone of their life?
I think well-being was the most in our with our relationship with our kids. Well-being was the topmost thing. That their well-being should not be down. So that was important, like mentally, physically. That
confidence, giving the confidence, building them up.
Building them up, that's right. And I would say, don't push them where you want them to go. Follow their interest.
And I think constantly, this is constantly evaluating your own value system. Why am I asking my child to do X? I think that's important. You need to question that. Am I having this expectation because of my cultural background? And you got to drop it pretty quick. So because I was expected to do certain things culturally, it doesn't mean I have to ask my children to do that. So you need to constantly question that. So constantly questioning your framework of why we are doing that. So that cultural awareness, you need to be very agile with, dropping things that might seem very culturally important, but they're not.
That's a beautiful way.
And I will say, chasing your dreams is the thing. If you let them choose their own profession, choose what they like to do, I think that works better.
As long as it's a doctor and a lawyer or an accountant.
Well, this is the beauty of it, because I mean, one of the reasons I was very keen for you to come on the show is because I have seen one of your daughters in medical profession and doing amazingly well, and the other daughter who is a fabulous actor and a fabulous choreographer. These are, of course, two very distinct career choices and generally not seen within the same family, at least happily and mutually agreed upon. One has to be a rebel to be doing one over the other. If it was an artist family and someone wants to be a doctor, people are like, why? And like the otherwise, you've come from a family of academicians and engineers and doctors. Suddenly when someone wants to become an artist, it's like, why is the question?
Yeah, like with Nancy, the dancer, the Kathak dancer. She did not stop dancing even during her HSC exams. Her friends did, and she wanted to, but her mom said, nah, you will still attend your classes, your dancing classes, you have an exam, it's okay.
And she would manage the time, She's a good manager, she's managed her time so well. So well, she did not even drop her job.
I think soon I should bring them on the show and see how they have managed being your kids and how you have been.
Please edit the bad parts out there. What they say about us.
They will say.
What do you think as children they will say, what is mom like and what is dad like?
They might say that I'm too controlling.
Yeah, they do.
And how about you? What do you think that they would say about you as a parent?
That I'm fun. Okay.
Mother.
You'd like to
I'm an old dad.
Yeah.
And my dad jokes are quite pathetic. That's what they'll say. But yeah, that I can talk to them and that I give them time. Yeah, so they can talk to me.
So let's end this show today with one of your favorite dad jokes.
You put me on the spot. I can't. They have to be close by, my dear. Yeah, how long's dinner? Yeah, maybe a foot long.
Well, thank you so much. We will close the conversation on that
Thank
joke.
you.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to be able to be a part of your journey, even if it has been as an interviewer and a host. To see you as in the lights of parents has been inspiring, insightful, and certainly makes our journey as parents a little less scary. And I hope it is the same for you all as well. Thank you so much for watching this far. This was CrossTalks with Taufeeq Ahmed Sheikh, along with Manbir Singh Kohli and Parminder Kohli, produced and edited by Kaman Kajuria. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.